The man saw someone hitting his wife on the side of the road. He just had one look. He made the roadside bully keep apologizing. Looking at the bully leaving here, Jack walked into the restaurant and ordered a small cake. Just when he was about to enjoy this delicious food, the sound of the siren outside the window rang. Two police cars rushed straight to the door. The two kids in the bar were having fun. Jack is no longer in the mood for cake. He just put the money on the table. The police with the guns rushed to him. These police officers, like a big enemy, pointed their guns at him. According to the police's instructions, Jack slowly walked out of the seat and turned around with his hands. Facing such a calm suspect, the police on the other side even drooled nervously. In this way, Jack was brought to the police station by the police. A heinous murder case just happened in the town. Jack happened to be here. Just look at Jack's big head. It's a big deal to kill a person. So the police controlled Jack at the first time.
I'm not asking, sir. I'm telling. But don't worry, I won't kick your ass unless you make me.
The police found a body on the side of the highway. The victim was a 30-year-old man. He was thin, but he had no fingerprints on his body. The body was pressed by a hard board. 2 shots were fired from the back of the head. 9mm 95 gauge bullets were shot at close range. No shell was found. It is worth mentioning that the man was still beaten after his death. I don't know what deep hatred the man who killed him has. The detective asked Jack if he knew anything, but Jack still said nothing. So the detective lost patience. Tell Jack to open the hearing. Hope Jack's lawyer can help Jack get rid of his guilt. I heard the detective say that to Jack, so I opened my mouth.
Because I didn't kill anybody. At least not recently. And not in this town.
He hoped that Jack's lawyer could help Jack to get away with it. When he heard the detective said that, Jack said at the same time, Tian was searching Jack's information on the internet. He was surprised to find that Jack had no records on the internet. No social account, no transaction records, no property information. As if Jack was living in a ghost house in the real world. Since Jack is willing to speak, everything is easy to say. The detective kept analyzing Jack's information. Jack was a retired soldier who killed people like a horse. Now Jack is killing people like a dog. Jack said he couldn't kill people, and calmly began to infer. Jack told the detective that there were 3 people involved in this murder. The first person is a gunman. It was him who picked up the bullet after shooting. This is the first time that the criminal can't think of. The second person is a pervert. He may have some mental illness, so he shot the body. Left obvious traces. After saying so much, Jack is trying to prove that he is an outsider. It is impossible to work with the locals to commit a crime, because he just came to this town, and it is impossible to find 2 accomplices. But at this time, the detective said that he found a mobile phone number in the shoes of the victim on the scene. He must confirm that Jack has something to do with this number. A black car. When he saw the car, he was in a panic. He admitted that he killed him. When he heard the words, he immediately took out the notebook. He asked the name of the victim and the location of the victim.
I told you I did it, okay? I'm not about to rehash all the details.
The detective was sure that Paul was not the murderer. Because Paul didn't have any prior knowledge and didn't use a gun. He didn't know how to pick up the bullet after shooting. At the same time, he had to release Jack. But the detective didn't want Jack to leave like that. He said he would keep an eye on Jack. Jack said that if someone turned himself in, he would be innocent. You see, Paul, he is a good citizen. He can't even hit the ball, let alone shoot people. He even admitted something that didn't exist. He just wanted me to think he did it, and then he wouldn't investigate. The detective said that this may be their double-edged sword. Paul can wait for Jack to leave the town and bite back. So both of them will be fine. Jack and the detective can't argue. To prove his ability, Jack just came up with the current situation of the detective. You look like you are in your 40s. You have worked in the Boston police station for 20 years, got full pension, can afford a suit from the South, but you are wearing a pastime uniform. This means that the detective graduated from a prestigious school but was really excluded. Finally, Jack pointed out that before Bao Luo was locked in the police station, he had a look-in with the police officer Stephen for 2 seconds. There must be something fishy about this. Jack's attitude made the detective not say anything, but his reasoning about the detective's situation just now was obviously right. This proves Jack's ability. Now the detective can't let Jack leave so easily. The detective learned that Stephen and Paul are relatives. Jack will also be sent to prison by the detective with his own power. Paul has never even had a criminal record, and he doesn't know the rules of prison. But Jack still kindly reminded Paul that the people here exchange cigarettes, desserts, and TV time for the first one to mess with you. Paul was nervous when he heard this, but he did what he was afraid of. 3 black criminals have appeared at the door of the cell.